Who are we when we stop defining ourselves by what we produce? Hey, it's Alex, and welcome back to This Is Fine, a Millennial Diary. We've been unpacking the myths of work and worth in this volume, and today we're tackling one of the biggest lies we've carried, that our productivity is the measure of our value. Millennials especially have been branded the do-it-all generation. Side hustles, gig jobs, resume padding, internships, late-night grinds. We turned being busy into a personality trait, but somewhere along the way, we lost track of who we are outside of all of this output. So today we're asking, if we strip away the to-do lists, the KPIs, the LinkedIn updates, well, who's left? Let's rewind. Growing up in the 90s, we were fed this narrative of constant achievement. Remember those perfect attendance awards in elementary school? We were rewarded for showing up, no matter how sick, tired, or overwhelmed we were. Then came the curriculars. You weren't just a student, you were in student council, yearbook, sports, music, volunteering, all while applying for college. By high school, your identity wasn't just who you are, it was what you accomplished. And then college doubled down. GPA internships, campus leadership roles, productivity was framed as proof that you deserve a future. We absorbed it so deeply that by the time we hit the workforce, busy had become a default identity. When we hit adulthood, the productivity machine didn't stop, it just rebranded. Suddenly, every hobby had to be side hustle. Every free hour had to be optimized. Even our downtime had to be useful. Reading wasn't just for fun, it was personal development. Exercise wasn't about joy, it was about hitting targets on an app. We became a generation that felt guilty for resting. And what's worse, we started bragging about exhaustion. I only slept 4 hours last night became a weird badge of honor. Productivity turned into some type of personality trait we wore like armor, even when it was completely breaking us. Here's the ironic part, though. We grew up in an era that actually showed us how to rest. Saturday morning cartoons, that was a ritual. Summer vacation, that was sacred. Even snow days, man. Snow days were like little miracles that forced us all to just stop. But slowly, rest got rebranded. Instead of enjoying free time, we learned to feel guilty about it. Playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater all day became a waste of time. Well, now Call of Duty for some of us, right? All day became a waste of time, by the way, if you did nothing all day. If you just stood around and breathed and didn't think of what's next. But honestly, those moments of unstructured joy are what we're missing most now. And think about the cultural shift. Sitcoms like Friends or Seinfeld were literally about nothing. They were about hanging out, being messy, existing. Compare that to today's constant how to be more efficient culture. No wonder a lot of people just feel trapped. Now, millennials internalize productivity as identity. We were the grind now, rest later generation. We built our resumes like personalities. Our worth was tied to whatever hustle we were doing. Gen Z, though, they are not buying it. They're pushing back hard on the grind culture. They're open about mental health days, about quitting toxic jobs, about saying, my life isn't tied to this job. But here's the nuance. Gen Z is still living in the same freaking system. They're just louder about refusing to let it define them. We whisper about burnout, they post it on TikTok, where we apologize for resting while they normalize it. It's not that they're lazy, it's that they're refusing to make productivity their entire personality. And maybe that's something we can learn from them. So what happens when we stop equating productivity with personality? We start rediscovering joy. We remember hobbies as hobbies, not businesses. We allow rest without guilt. We reconnect with the kid who used to spend whole afternoons riding bikes, building forts, playing with their X-Men, watching cartoons, and didn't think once, am I being productive enough? Productivity is what we do. Personality is who we are. Who we are deserves to exist even when we're not checking boxes. So let's answer the central question. Who are we when we stop defining ourselves by what we produce? We are whole. We are creative. We are messy, fun, thoughtful, emotional, human. And none of that requires a damn resume or a hustle. Next up, I quit. And I'm not sorry. We're going to talk about the power of walking away from jobs, from toxic workplaces, from expectations, and how quitting isn't failure. It's actually freedom. So make sure you subscribe, share this with a friend who's possibly burning out. And check out alexiscardoza.com for the YouTube channel and all of the socials, because you are not, and I repeat, you are not your productivity. And this is fine.
Goodbye.